Hello and welcome to another reaction video. This time we're taking a break from all the lore videos to have a look at some video game reviews. I've seen Fleek's videos before, and when I saw him do a few Warhammer videos, I knew I had to record my reactions to them. So sit back and enjoy.
Disclaimer, if you know the 40k lore, this video will probably give you an aneurysm. Hello, pimps, how are you? Fantastic. Do your peaches look like mine? No. Can they look like mine? Yes. Should you play Boltgun? I don't know. Do you like the orgasmic sounds of heretical purging? Do you want to throw peach fuzz down to the floor from
Yes.
250 consecutive heavy bolter rounds? Of
Yes.
course you do. Swan dive into the best night of your life. So, pimps, should you buy Boltgun? You tell me.
Oh, this looks awesome.
Boltgun is the ultimate boomer shooter that will fuzz you
it looks like Doom.
time due to the sheer riz per dollar that they packed into this beautiful little game. It's the TRT injection of pure gore, chain swords, heavy bolters, and melta-guns that break the goddamn space-time continuum with how hard they hit. Did you go to the doctor recently only to have them tell you that your low energy may be caused by a rapidly decreasing swimmer count? Well, play this game and you'll have more spunk in you than a can of Red Bull. Medical fact. And for the Zoomer generation, consider this game a second dose of Adderall for the day, because as it would turn out, the ultimate stimuli is flying down a mine shaft and crushing harder than that BBW from the Dove commercial crushing Big Macs. But I'm not talking about the great unclean one just yet. I'll bitch about that thing later. Let's kick this off by talking about the story. I did not realize there was one. I was so damned up from all the heretical purging that my eyes were glazed over during the cutscenes as I watched back the tapes of the Emperor's work being done in my mind. People think being a Space Marine is all about purging, but in reality, it's also about studying.
The game of crushing the very souls and the very thoughts within those souls so that nothing that heretical corrupted thought can find its way to the Emperor. Ensuring I crush the heretics so hard that not even the smell of disobedience to our creed wafts into the Emperor's nose. Slaying, obliterating their bodies so hard that not even any memory of the heretic will live on. You can never forget who we do it all for. For her, the Emperor.
The Emperor.
As I was saying, let's talk about the blood for the blood god. One thing I absolutely love about this game is the Kool-Aid waterfalls of blood that fly out of every enemy. It adds another level of complete cellular destruction that I expect from a Space Marine Mad Lad, and that extra level of misting enemies is exactly the level of immersion I want in every Space Marine game. Hell, I want it in every game. Because I mean, just look at this.
Nice.
Nothing further, Your Honor. Moving on, let's talk about the combat. It's unquestionably fucking awesome. It's a power fantasy playing once again as the Space Marine Blue Man group. So pretty much like Space Marine in that regard, except in Space Marine you waddled around like fat bastard thrashing orcs, whereas this time you're bee-hopping through levels at 40 miles per hour thrashing just about every other flavor of heretic, except
look at him go.
The heretic that matters. I'm still waiting, baby doll. Our time will come.
Oh god, Slash.
Now it's an important thing to know that this is a simple game.
Please make DLC for that.
You shoot things, and from time to time you even slice them. Because Space Marines don't show up for diplomacy, they show up for demolition. They are the Mr. Clean of purging the unclean. The Walter White of state-sanctioned smite. The killers of anything that looks remotely different from them. And I'd say this game translated that simplicity very well because, God, I haven't beat this much meat since Kwanzaa. So if you're looking for RPG elements, mini games, or choosing your own adventure, then feel free to choose an adventure very fucking far away from this game. Still sticking around? Well, the next trial you must survive is the fact that this game moves faster than a homeless man on bath salts. Despite being called a boomer shooter and styled like the real boomer shooters, this game will melt the brain of most boomers faster than a melt-a-gun because of how relentless it is. You haven't seen someone take this many shots to the face in such rapid succession since last night when you were watching those films you like. In fact, this game plays so hard and fast that people are actually bitching about it in the Steam reviews.
What?
And you know what I have to say to that? I do not care. Because have you seen this chainsword in action? Have you felt what it's like to edge your own death over a cliff while spamming
This is the good old days of games. This is what they used to look like.
And if you have a problem with that,
then I have a problem with you.
And if you still aren't looking at this game like a Romanian looks at an unattended car, then allow me to introduce to you the taunt button.
Nice.
AKA the me talk shit before you giblet every last goddamn Xeno on this planet.
Can I get a yes, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
And my favorite thing about these taunts is that you have the very extravagant, lore-filled ones like this. But then you also just have...
Short and sweet.
When I learned of this button, I spammed it for 4 hours straight until I beat the game. I'm not gonna lie to you. Moving on, let's talk about the weapons. Look at your peaches, now back at mine. Now back to your peaches, now back to me. These are my peaches after having used the heavy bolter for about 6 hours of this game. This shit breaks the sound barrier. 12 out of 10. Would happily get tinnitus again. Secondly, the Meltagun is just... I love this thing like a fat kid loves a buffet. You ever heard of
Nice.
a heart attack gun? Don't worry about it. It's a CIA thing. They'll show it to you someday. Well, anyways, this is the heart eraser.
Jesus.
Any Xeno's body that dare comes in the way of the Emperor's will
Just
will
turning him into mist.
fucking erased thanks to this beauty. And you know what else is beautiful? The grav gun. If this is the heart
That's a
eraser,
BFG.
this is the
Come on.
identity eraser. You get killed by this thing, and it will disappear you from every school photo, every employee of the month picture, every thirst trap. Gone. Going Super Stalin on your ass. And trust me when I say you will need it because of these stupid goddamn bosses. But I'll get back to that in a second because I can't leave the gun section without saying a heartfelt fuck the plasma gun. I was intending on elaborating, but to do that would be to acknowledge that this is a gun, and it's not.
It's a heretic in metal form that should be stripped down to the last bolt.
Moving into the stuff that I don't like about this game, where's the flamethrower? Do I ask much of you, Games Workshop?
That's a point. Where is the flamethrower?
Points. I'm sorry. It's out of my hands. I just work here, Tony. Next, this level can go
We need a
fuck
heavy
itself. And
flamer.
I'm not gonna get into it, but just know that it's a giant vertical twisting turning mess, and you have to keep finding your way back to this little place in the middle without a map, lad. If I wanted to explore a pretzel, I'd go to Annie Ann's. American reference, God bless. Don't get me wrong, they took a good chance on the Malachi Crunch level and also the Rising Lava level because it was here that I got to confirm that the AI is
Look at them
completely
fly.
brain dead. But as long as we're talking about things that I don't like, I hate just about every boss in this game with a goddamn passion. They're bullet spongy.
Oh, they're spongy.
Sometimes not that engaging to fight against, and most of all, this stupid goddamn bird can force choke you for all the health. Fine to fight against once, but when they use it one more time, or 2 more times, or fucking 3 more times, I'm feeling a
Purging coming on, brother. That's right, you
To be fair, the older games were a bit like that too.
lead ass on back to Elmo's dick. Oh, that's right, because you can't fly, because you're dead.
And unfortunately, I gotta wedge music into the cons because they didn't have any of these banger menu tracks blasting throughout the actual gameplay. And if I can't hear this music in the game, then I guess I'll just stay here in the menu.
This is the good life right here. This is why I go out there and birth the heretics from 9 to 5 so I can kick back and listen to these gnarly jams. We really needed the rain.
I give this game 9 heavy bolters out of 10. We used to pray for games like these. Buy it
We still
now
do.
for 20 smackaroons, and I swear to the Emperor, compare this game to Gollum one more fucking
what?
time, and you know what?
No way.
One time is enough.
Yeah,
I'm an honest bitch.
that's well deserved. Totally deserved.
Major thanks to the flock of pimps for funding all the Xeno purging scene in this video, and another huge thanks to the many pimperers. I mean, god damn, pimperers.
That was
you're
amazing.
Absolutely incredible, and I cannot express how much I appreciate all the fuel that you've put into this clown car. Left 4 Dead 40K is an amazing game, a beautiful game. I mean, oh, Fat Shark, you wonderful folks hit it out of the water with this one. This game has become my addiction, my obsession. Not only will this be the best Warhammer game in years, but this is going to be the best horde shooter I've
Wow.
played since Left 4 Dead 2 came out a decade ago.
Oh, I love Left 4 Dead.
Kicking it off, let's talk about the classes. This is going to be real quick because Ogren, I don't even see any of the other classes. People keep bitching on the Reddit because they're only going to have 4 classes on launch, but they could launch with 20, and I wouldn't give the slimmest
just wants to play the Ogren.
It's Ogren time, baby.
Yeah.
Why is that? Great question. For starters, they are built like goddamn Kingpin from the Spider-Man film. See that horde coming at you? That's your teammate's problem now. Keep on moving, King. See a straggler coming at you? Big slap them to establish mental dominance, and then bonk them to establish physical dominance. And if that's too toxic for you, pocket lunchbox. Can any of the other classes do that? Hell no. Because like I said, they don't exist. And that brings us to the gameplay. Fat Shark, come on, get in here. Come get some love. You did good. You did good. This combat has to be the result of some type of blood sacrifice.
That looks
I just can't
epic.
take my eyes off it. This is like if Shrek was rated R. It's impeccable. The ragdoll physics are amazing. The gore is perfection. And playing as the American class makes you feel unstoppable right up until the Morbius guard stops you because you are on level 4 difficulty and those Home Depot boxes aren't wide enough to hide your girthy frame. But we don't really, we really don't have to talk about that. Anyways, guns great. Guns good. Ripper gun especially good because Big Mag. Big Mag, happy Ogren, happy Fleek. 1.5 years of work went into perfecting this and they killed it. Unfortunately, I am a broken man and my mentally deficient ass would still rather whip out the old shank and mow the lawn, you feel me? Now let's talk about the enemies. I love this classic Left 4 Dead enemy variation that naturally herds all the idiots, such as myself, into staying with the team through something technically known as game design. However, I refer to it as these pieces of shit right here. Bubbles the Pitbull, Terry Tate, and Animal Control. I mean, just look at this.
Oh dear.
Their sole job is to kill my good vibes, man, and jump scare the living shit out of me. They do not know.
Oh, I remember
fear.
they used to do that in Left 4 Dead.
Only charging into the middle of your group and heaving your chunkiest boy into the great darkness below. And those enemies aren't even the largest threat to my safety. That would still be the weak sisters of the poor over here. That's right, my dumbass teammates. These motherfuckers couldn't earn a participation trophy. Let's run through a few of their favorite things to do, shall we? Grab the med crate and hold on to it for as long as possible, letting multiple teammates slowly wither away and die. Because, hey, they're still good, right? Hey, teammate, if you're watching this right now, let me show you something. Not move up to where the objective is, just jerking off in the flower fields back there while I charge forward and die. Just trying to do my job, provide rations for my family, be a good Ogren, take on the entire enemy forces at 10 HP instead of getting me up, because doesn't that just make sense? Inconsequential that I was
I hate that.
It is also 100% my teammates' fault. Fall off of cliffs, you gotta be real brain dead to do that. And my favorite, when my Ogren in Christ run off, get cuddles from both.
I totally have to try this game. It looks amazing. I do hate having to rely on teammates that are idiots.
Look at that stupid son of a bitch. Oh, couldn't be me. Listen, the banks don't
Just
want you to
stamp
know
on
this,
his
but
hands.
the easy mode for this game that prevents hemorrhaging from the brain is just bringing along one other trusted Ogren teammate. That's it. Don't believe me? We'll just ask this boss right here. Oh, wait, you can't, because we bonked his ass back to the Stone Age, didn't we? Say it with me. Ogren, together, strong. You see a priest doing that, huh? Dole shooters, huh? Whatever the hell the other class is, huh? That's why God made our back so big so we can carry your useless asses around. Now, there is one major problem with Darktide, and that is that this shit had more crashes than a Michael Bay movie. They have to fix this before launch, or else this game
yeah,
is
they
going
probably
to get
have by
review
now.
bombed harder than Nam back in the 60s. All in all, I unequivocally give the Ogrens 12 out of 10 rations. As for the game, well, that entirely depends on whether or not they let me put my special boy in some Space Marine armor, so we're gonna have to wait until launch on that one. Goodbye.
Why don't they put Ogrens in Space Marine armor? That makes complete sense. Oh well.
Pimps, look at your peaches, now back at mine, now back to your peaches, now back to me. Sadly, you aren't me, but if you stop playing Last of Us 1.5 and start playing Space Marine, you could be. Look down, back up, you're on the battlefield. A battlefield you could be on if you weren't crying and shaking at the absolute triumph that is Last of Us Part 2. You don't even know why you're here. All you know is that anything other than man is to be destroyed.
Purge the heretic.
Look left, look right, now back at me. This is the gun you could have rattling your teeth and injecting you with testosterone if you weren't returnaling. You see this handheld cannon? You see that Space Marine? Neither do I. Look behind you, now back at me. Do yourself a favor, pimp. Grasp the chainsword. Feel the fuzz grow in. Feel your biceps grow larger. Feel the testosterone rush into your body.
Like the Great Flood!
Ah, Space Marine, do it! If not for yourself, for your lineage. Space Marine is much like myself, a little shorter than the average, but has enough enthusiasm to provide the experience.
Yeah, short games don't really matter as long as they're actually pretty decent. If you enjoy the full 8 hours, then I guess you got your money's worth.
The type of game that you could show to a friend and you wouldn't have to explain the deep and philosophical payoffs of some dick-shriveling story. You could just show them an orc being thrashed with a chainsword or a Chaos Marine getting pulverized through his bulky armor, and your friend would immediately knock you out, take the game, and start a high-speed chase on the way home to play it. And although I could keep going on this structureless rant, the voices in my head are advising that I at least try to make my unbridled love of this game somewhat comprehensible. So let's roll it! For the pig! Let's get the story out of the way. Essentially, the damn orcs, aka the greenskins, aka the British, had the bright idea to take a shot at colonialism again and are invading a planet the Imperium has dedicated entirely to weapon manufacturing, aka a forge world. Some other Xenos do appear later, but listen, there's no need to dive deep on all them because they all share the same problem.
Existence. And we are the cure.
Yeah.
First, the less intense methods had to be suggested, like going full Gandhi and glassing the entire planet. However, we needed this planet, and we really hate Xenos. Hence,
the big boys are deployed. Also this cuck.
You're a Space Marine, technically an Ultramarine.
I'm guessing is annoying in the
You
game.
can do that yourself. I will openly admit that I don't know shit about 40k, but here is my brief summary from what I do understand. I hate the Xenos, I hate the heresy, I hate the orcs, I ain't racist, just don't like them. Alright, maybe just a little racist. Love me, Emperor. Love me, duty.
Love me,
Simple
Emperor.
as.
If Satan ever declared war on the Emperor, then the Space Marines would be deployed to dispatch him. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
They were genetically born and bred to pull the trigger. And you know what? Let's just get to the gameplay. You get it. Space Marine is like the bastard.
Just kill everything that isn't you.
God of War in terms of combat. You have the chonk, guns, God bless, and very occasional reliance on cover if you're a little bitch. But also the pure hitting shittery and circle takedowns from God of War. In fact,
This is obviously an older game, but look how well it holds up.
And I say almost because
I hope it's still available,
Emperor's PTSD.
because I really need to try this one. Because obviously the sequel's coming out soon.
And this isn't Hog or Saints Row where the AI declare peace for those 5 minutes. No.
If anyone's played Space Marine, just comment and let me know how it is.
Start a takedown and your Marine will finish that takedown regardless
Damn.
of how many British people are stabbing you with bullets. And if this turns you away from doing takedowns, then I guess you'll just never become a man, because that is the only way to heal in this game. That's right, Space Marines heal by inflicting pain on others. They're the original Sigma males. So just don't feel bad about it, alright? You just don't think about it. Just remember, son, the only good greenskin is a dead one. And now that I've got you on homicide, I will admit that I lied. You also have Spartan Rage that regens your health, so there is that. Then you have the cross gene from both of these games, which is the gene that makes it better than TRT. The gene that, after playing this game for 15 minutes or more, chisels your jawline, straightens out your posture, fuzzes your peaches, and shoots you up with enough jet to go fight an exotic animal. That rare, perfect hybrid found only in Vanquish and the Elantra. Jesus, I
I need another hit, come on, I need another hit, man. You dirty brains.
And now that you know the broad strokes, let's get to the plata y plomo. For starters, the chainsword is the best thing since the Emperor created the Boltgun. But before we talk about the chainswords to whatever big brother the Ministry of Love sends to manually review this video, I love you, pimp. I love you strong. Please let me have this. This
Yeah,
weapon
please do not
doesn't have
demonetize.
a bad takedown. They're all equally brutal and beautiful. If you say this
They are
weapon
amazing.
is bad, then you can go fuck yourself, because there is no such thing as a bad chainsword, just a bad owner. Speaking of bad things, you also have me mallet, aka the bonking stick. Usually we use this on Imperial Guardsmen when that Slanussi casts a spell on them, but in this case, we just use it to control the riots. Unfortunately, at the cost of 2 weapon slots, though,
What?
which makes this weapon
Oh, I guess it is
completely
two-handed.
bunk, because then where would I put the heavy bolter? The heavy bolter, for those of you that don't know, is the ultimate man's weapon. The heavy bolter is like an LMG, except due to the fact that this isn't an online game, they can give it the RPM of an SMG without anyone
That
pissing
fire
and crying
rate.
their pants that it's OP. And if that's too many acronyms for you to understand, I get it. Here's a better explanation for you. This gun solves problems at a remarkable rate. Now, other than that, I do fully endorse the use of the melt-a-gun. I do not understand how this thing cooks, but it just does. I remember they played a whole cutscene for this really cool-looking Chaos Marine.
How
but
does
then
the
as
metal
soon as it
weapon
ended,
work?
a boom, 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 boom.
You just got fired, you bully McGuire-looking bitch!
And for dessert, anytime you see one of these bad boys out there, oh, don't even think twice. Pick this up and let it rip. You've heard of lawn mowing guns? Well, this is a planetary mowing gun. It's like firing a handheld cannon, and that's because that is exactly
Oh,
what
it's an
this is,
autocannon.
actually. And you
Wicked.
may be wondering, Fleek, where does all the recoil go? Pimp into their biceps that are the size of a human skull. I don't think I've felt a better gun in my life than Big Bertha here. Now there are other guns, but listen. If they were special, I would have told you about them. Except for the grenade launcher. I forgot about that one. That is a very good one. Until you launch all of your grenades at an enemy and then they charge right at you and they blow up in your face. But everything else, including that laser sniper, forget about it. And I know Badger likes the laser sniper. I've seen his video many times. But I'm lead gang for life, baby. Only time I wait for my gun is for marriage. God bless. Anyways, moving on, I want to take a moment to appreciate linear games. Instead of making an 8-hour game into a 45-hour one, as is the meta these days, Space Marine made a 20-hour game into an 8-hour one. This game is like one giant war-filled hallway. There's no helping some old lady find a pot, no finding someone's caged kid, or picking 20 flowers for someone's floral arrangement. This game starts, middles, and ends with you fully entrenched in hell. They even have
Nice.
infinite ammo turrets shooting at an infinite supply of orcs that are storming the trenches just so you feel the atmosphere of hell. Now, did I spend 10 minutes trying to kill all of these orcs before I realized it wasn't the objective? Yes. However, as I was saying, there are no side roads, no lollygag, and you are sent here to purge
Just
the
push
unclean,
forward and
the game doesn't
destroy.
want you to do anything but that. It doesn't even let you think about anything but that. Even the dialogue just talks about that. Man shit right there. And that's my other point. This game's dialogue goes hard. Now, I'm guessing this takes place before Dawn of War 2, where they started yelling every line they had, because in this game, it's mostly just calmly dropping the hardest lines you've ever heard.
Sergeant, I see you found something to keep you busy.
Worry not, Captain. I've saved some orcs for you.
I'm not
Nice.
ashamed to say I got a half chub when I heard
Turn your thoughts to vengeance. Nemeroth will pay blood.
something about the one-liners in this game just feel invigorating. Now, the only con I have for this game is that there are 2 boss fights, and both of them are lame. The first boss has 2 moves, charge and melt your retinas. Then the second boss, and this is a spoiler coming, is a quick time event. What the hell are we doing here?
Oh, that's a
really?
bit lame, but-
More importantly, look
Yeah.
at your peaches, then back at mine. Through the pure contact high, you've become more of a man. But now just think of what is possible if you shell out $15 when this game goes on sale so that you too can get blown up by bunk-ass 40k dogs with dynamite strapped to their back.
The
And
squigs.
if you buy this game, Beth might just come back. Your dog might listen to you, and your boss might just give you that big raise. What? You don't like this game? What planet did you say you lived on? Oh, let me look that up.
Unacceptable.
Interesting. Look at me. Look up.
I tried my best. Have fun in it.
Totally deserved.
And if Space Marine 2 doesn't have that Slanussi,
Then buy the Emperor there next.
Okay, well, that was Fleekazoid. I love how he reviews these games, and I hope you had fun watching along. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, because we need more for the army, and also check out Fleekazoid for more reviews, and let you know what else I should take a look at. And yeah, I'll see you on the next one.